Hey guys, so today we are releasing a thing called client labels. So I want to show you how this works. So if you click on the clients tab, you're going to notice there's this new section or area right here that says client labels, and it has different labels: do not bond, bad address, supervised, GPS, travel. Now these labels are set by default, but you're as an administrator, you'll be able to click this button that says edit client labels, and you could change them to whatever you want them to be. So you have to be an admin user to do it. But let's just say you want this reddish color to equal something else other than our do not bond, bad address, and so forth down here. So you'll see that these are the labels or the colors, and these are the actual labels that go with each color. And again, these are the what we're releasing as the defaults, but you can change these. So each color will signify something that's here. So in the case of this demo, red equals do not bond, blue will equal bad address, orange will signify this person's on supervised release, green equals we have him on GPS, and the purple means he can travel. So I'm going to show you how this works now. So I've already labeled some clients. First thing to note is these labels up here are individually, you can click them. So if I say just show me all of my active defendants that have a label of do not bond, I can click them and you'll see they're grouped together. Again, I can click on any of these and it shows me just those people. And to put a label on somebody, it's pretty simple. So you can either do it right from the list. So let's just say you search for somebody's name, they come up, and you want to label them. You can click on the actual label here, the little square. So I could say for Gary Casso, I want him to have, this is a bad address he has, so I'm going to hit save. So now he has that label. You can also, while you're in the client doing something, while you're adding the client, you'll notice up here it says set the client label, and you can change that or use it. By default, it'll say no label because when we release this, people aren't going to have any labels, but you can change that. So if you go back to your client list, you set a, let's say I set a travel on him for a client label, and I hit save. Please enter the city. Excuse me. So I hit update. Oh, postal code. All right, so now that I've entered that, so now if I said show me everybody that I have a travel, you'll see there's Gary's name right here. No label. These are obviously people that you have in your system that don't have a label. And one cool thing about it, now that I have these people labeled, if you ever pull somebody up that has a label, if I click on his name, you'll notice we have a color that's coming at the top. So it doesn't get in the way, but it shows you the color and it shows you the actual label name. And going back to active defendants, let's click on this guy. That shows me that this has a client label of supervised. And so all the colors, depending on what you've used, will show the color at the top of the page. So here it is, Gary Castro has a travel label. So it just makes it real easy to group them together, because just like in reality, you probably have in your filing cabinets, maybe you're using different colors of red, like a red dot, blue dot, signifies something in your office. A lot of people said that's what they do, and in reality, if you go into their office, they have different colors that equal something. So we've just tried to bring that to the labels concept to the clients. Now we will be releasing the label concept to, obviously clients will have it, but bonds will have it, and prospects will have it. So those are the most highly used sections, obviously, in Bailbook. So we want to go ahead and add a label option to, again, prospects, bonds, and clients. So right now, clients is the only one that we've released. We've added the list here. So again, if I wanted to say, show me all supervised, it groups them together. Show me all the do not bonds, the bad addresses, the travels. Obviously, no label will show me all my clients that don't have a label. If it's a client that doesn't have a label, nothing will look different. It's still just the gray that's been there forever. We've added the labels on these lists. So active defendants has it, all clients will have it, and clients I am following has the label. So here's a good example. These clients don't have a label, and these are clients I'm following. So if I click on the label here, I can go ahead and bad address. This one is a GPS, and you'll see they start changing as we do this. And this one's a travel. Now if I open up this person, now his label shows at the top of the client summary. It just makes it simple to start organizing when you're dealing with thousands and thousands of clients, it just makes it easy to start grouping your people. And again, if you don't want to use these, like we don't use these, we don't use GPS in our office, or we don't give anybody any travel permission, you can change those. So again, you have to be an administrator. But once they're set by the office as this is what we're going to use, just make sure people aren't changing them, because now you've labeled somebody red that equals something, and if somebody changes that label, now it's like, well, that's not what I meant. So obviously this is going to have to be from the top down, say, hey, we've set our labels. All admin users don't touch them. But again, if somebody did touch them, say they changed this GPS to, I don't know, something else, and they hit save, they can go back, another admin can user go back and change it. But this just makes it real easy to edit your labels. Go ahead and give it a try. We're hoping that people, again, like the concept of labels for the clients. And when we start rolling this out to bonds and prospects, I think people will become more familiar with them. But we'd like to see people start using them. And again, this feature doesn't cost anything. You're literally just putting a color associating it with them. But those colors are just a good way to start grouping people. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Thanks.